ESPN.
The Todd and Oz Show is live. Get in on the conversation at 512-836-0590. Now, here are Todd and Oz.
All right, let's talk about it. This whole deal involving LIV and the PGA. What do you make of this? It appears that the Saudi dynasty has purchased an entire professional sport. It appears that the PGA is no longer. It's gone. It appears that all of those people that were talking about protecting history and protecting the PGA, it appears that it had nothing to do with that and everything to do with money.
Adios. Bye-bye.
And how about those players that refused the money from the Saudis to go over to LIV? Those ones that decided to protect the PGA. They missed out, and now they get to play with those ones that took the money. How about Tiger Woods that turned down $1 billion? How do they feel this morning? Love to get your thoughts. You could jump in here at 512-836-0590.
One of the things that will be very interesting to see is, there was a lot of petulant infighting among professional golfers as this split happened, and there was a lot of childish insults being lobbed back and forth. Now they got to come back together once again. I never believed that it was about them. I never believed that it wasn't about the money. I believe that
it was always about
the Saudis just hadn't pumped out a dollar figure that was high enough. Now it is.
A buddy of mine explained it this way. How this all played out. It'd be like sitting down at a poker table in Vegas with $100 in your hand, and somebody sits down right next to you, and they have $100,000 in their hand.
Yeah, they buy the pot.
Eventually, they're going to run you away.
Yeah.
And it appears that that's what happened in this case. They just had more money to throw at the game, and they bought it. They bought the entire PGA and the European Tour too.
Right,
dollar bills. Yo.
Now I do think that there are. You take a guy like Tiger Woods or Rory McIlroy. Well, really, any of these guys don't need the money. But I tend to believe guys like that probably were more arguing in favor of the tradition of the PGA and don't trample on this. But I think most of them who were Team PGA really just hadn't seen a dollar figure they liked enough yet.
Maybe so. Yeah, the 2-year-long fight between the PGA Tour and the Saudi Arabian LIV Golf, it ended with a stunning announcement that the arch rivals are now joining forces. If you can't beat them, join them, right?
And so they did.
News that's been met with a lot of anger, a lot of American commentators and lawmakers, and golf fans. Yeah, the decision announced yesterday, it brought a close to this battle for golf's best players and prompted an about-face from the PGA Tour. You know what's interesting? What's his name? Monahan?
Jay Monahan.
The PGA commissioner?
Correct.
And the way that he was using 9/11 victims and survivors to keep people from going to LIV. Why would you want? He said, why would you want to partner with those terrorists? And now he's taking the money from those terrorists. That's the side of it that seems so nasty. Here he is about, I guess it was about a year ago.
If they sign on with the new league. Well, I talked to players. I've talked at a player meeting, and I've talked to a number of players individually for a long period of time. And I think you'd have to be living under a rock to not know that there are significant implications. And as it relates to the families of 9/11, I have two families that are close to me that lost loved ones. And so my heart goes out to them. And I would ask, any player that has left or any player that would ever consider leaving, have you ever had to apologize for being a member of the PGA Tour?
Yeah, there you go. Monahan, about a year ago, talking with CBS Sports.
Complete and total loser.
So it was July of last year that Donald Trump actually predicted this very thing. And he said all those golfers that remain loyal to the very disloyal PGA and all of its different forms, they're going to pay a big price when the inevitable merger with LIV comes. And you get nothing but a big thank you from PGA officials who are making millions of dollars a year. And
Does that mean there's no more shirts and hats that have the PGA on it? Does that mean the PGA is gone? It's ended. It's over.
So, I know they're merged, but I haven't heard anything about some conglomerate name for this. Part of me wonders if you're still going to have PGA and LIV and DP sort of individually as all under the bigger umbrella. I don't know. But it will be interesting to see how this all goes down. Lots of money's going to change hands.
One texter asked the question: Is the Masters going to be in Baghdad this year? North Carolina-based sports reporter Pat Welter, here's what he wrote on Twitter. He said the hypocrisy is obvious. The PGA Tour takes the Saudi money after 2 years of grandstanding against it. They sold their soul to hashtag LIV Golf. And where it's really going to cost them is control, because the person signing the check always wins. Well, and that's now true. The Saudi family, the Saudi dynasty. USA Today sports columnist Christine Brennan called the move a total wimp out by the PGA Tour. Just an awful about-face, saying the organization caved to Saudi blood money. PGA Tour now is in the sports washing business. That's harsh, man.
Yeah, listen, this was inevitable. This was only a matter of time.
That Monahan used the survivors of the 9/11 terrorist attacks to try to keep LIV away. That's pretty disgusting.
And it wasn't just that. It wasn't just the 9/11 attacks. I heard arguments made about the Saudi human rights issues. And
those are not issues anymore.
No, apparently not now. Now that we have a big enough, we have enough zeros behind this number. Now all these things don't matter.
Yeah.
None of it matters.
Not a big deal.
Money almost always does.
Money is, yeah. Well, I guess the life lesson is, if you're in this kind of business, is take the money when you can get it.
Take it and run.
Take it and run.
Take it and run.
I mean, that's what Phil Mickelson did. I think he got like $250 million, maybe?
Yeah, he got quite a bit. Well, that's exactly what Donald Trump said they should do last year. And, wow, it's almost like the man knows business.
512-836-0590 here on the Todd and Oz Show.
The Todd and Oz Show.
Listen, the weather can be a toss-up here in Texas. It could be, really hot and dry 1 minute, then, kind of rainy the next minute. Just stick around if you don't like the forecast. It'll change. And whenever it's hot and dry, our homes can experience a variety of problems. If it stays dry long enough, the soil around your home could start to shrink and settle, leaving gaps between the earth and your foundation, and that's where those cracks start to develop. That's not good. Foundation support specialists, they understand the complexities of foundations, and they also know the importance of protecting your home from the ground up, and that's why they install permanent solutions to protect your biggest investment, your home. Go to their website, foundationsupportspecialist.com. Yeah, they can help you protect and repair your most significant investment, your home, and reach out for a no-obligation inspection, along with a lasting foundation, too. Yeah, Foundation Support Specialists, those experts, they're going to tell you everything. They'll be very transparent into what goes into, calculating the cost. And they guarantee their work for life. FoundationSupportSpecialist.com. That's FoundationSupportSpecialist.com.
Hi, I'm Greg Ringer.